All right, well, there has been a string of Congress spokespersons, Congress leaders who have quit the Congress party citing discontentment and other grievances as well. And the latest is Radhika Khera. In fact, joining us on the broadcast is Radhika herself. Radhika, thank you so much for joining us on CNN News 18. I know you've had a very, very long day. It's been a very emotional day for you, rather a week, I would say. Let's begin by asking you, what exactly happened during the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra? I think it was that the trigger, the kind of treatment that was meted out against you. If you could just begin by sharing with us those days when you were part of the Yatra.
See, it all began when I visited the Ram Mandir to pay respects to Ramji. I took my family. It was the last wish of my grandmother who just passed away recently. So we went and paid respects to Lord Ram, and that is what triggered everything. The hatred towards me began right then, and which inculcated in all these things. And when I was a part of the Bharat Jodo Nyaya Yatra and Rahul Gandhi ji was there in Chhattisgarh, it was at that yatra that these people would come to my room, knock on my door, would call me, offer me alcohol, and were again would misbehave and talk in a very demeaning manner. I raised those issues with Jairam Ramesh ji, Rahul Gandhi ji's team, the former Chief Minister Bhupesh Baghel ji, because this man is a part of his team, as well as Sachin Pilot ji. But unfortunately, no one took any action, and even the State President Deepak Banerjee. I requested everyone and I said, you know, this is something which is not acceptable. And there were two other women from the communication department who had travelled along with me for the yatra, and they all were witness to this. And nobody could believe something like this can happen at the yatra. And again, time passed and then the elections came through, and I was assured that yes, they will make sure that he behaves himself and there's some discipline that is followed. But in the last 1 month, I have been continuously complaining to the leadership that this particular person is working against the party. He was ensuring that the Congress party gets no media coverage. He used to call up channels and newspapers not to cover the national press conferences, because there was this huge drama that was happening that Bhupesh Baghel ji did not want anybody else, you know, if someone else is leading the party during that time, the party should not do well. He just wants the party to do well under him, and which was something I had exposed. But I didn't know that the party had this animosity towards me or whatever hatred that was, just because I was very open and vocal about and welcoming of the Ram Mandir.
I'll get to that in a bit. But you know, I wanted to understand, Radhika, you make some very serious allegations. I mean, you allege very severe abuse at the hands of senior Congress leaders. Yes. I was reading, you know, your experiences and what exactly happened. It must have been harrowing. You allege harassment, you allege intimidation.
It was inside the Congress office. So the Congress office is like a temple for us. So inside the Chhattisgarh State Congress office, I was speaking to that so-called person, the chairman, Sushil Anand Shukla, and I was discussing Pawanji's upcoming visit, and he started screaming at me, hurling abuses, and I have never heard those kind of words in my entire life. And he started screaming, and when I shouted and asked for help, there were two other spokespersons in the room, and he signaled, and they shut and locked the door from inside. So there were 3 men inside the room, and the door was locked from inside. And I screamed and I shouted. It was only then.
So were you locked from outside?
From inside. Those 3 men were inside the room. I was inside the room, and they locked the door from inside. And it's all happening in the Congress office. And that is a temple for us, and we feel the safest when our family sends us out to work. They feel that we are going to be working at the Congress office. You can't get safer than that.
So then how did you get out?
And I started screaming. I picked up my phone and I just put on my phone and I said, you're live, and I'm recording everything, and everything's going live on Facebook. So that is when, you know, they blocked the door, and I had to push them, open the lock and run out. And I screamed and I ran out. I was crying literally, you know, my heartbeat was beyond 154. I was almost nearly going to collapse. I went running. I went to the General Secretary Organization of the state. I sat in his room. I was crying. I called up different leaders. I called up Sachin Pilot ji.
What was their
Sachin Pilot
response?
ji, as always, would not pick up the phone. His PA would attend the call, and he said that we are traveling, we are in the car. So I said, that's okay, I can speak to him. So he said, let me brief him. He put me on hold. He briefed Sachin ji, and then he got back to me and said that you just keep quiet. It's election time. Don't bother. And he just,
the way you were asked to keep quiet. Silent.
Yes. Then Jairam Ramesh ji didn't take take the call. Bhupesh Baghel ji didn't pick the call. He called me back after some time, and when I told him about the entire incident, and I told him, sir, your man has been misbehaving with me, and I've raised this issue earlier also with you. So I was so upset and so unwell that I said, sir, I am thinking of leaving politics completely. And he said, no, you leave Chhattisgarh. That was the response. So picture started becoming clear that there was, because they could not say anything on my work, so there was something which was triggering the entire thing. Then I wrote to Rahul Gandhi ji, Priyanka Gandhi ji. I contacted their office. There was no response. Rahul Gandhi ji's office just told me that you should get in touch with Jairam Ramesh ji. I had already told him. It took Jairam Ramesh ji, I think, 2 days to get back to me.
So tell me something, why do you feel that you were a victim of this kind of vendetta, this malicious vendetta against you? Did you attend the Pran Pratishtha ceremony?
No, I went after that.
Or was it after that?
After that.
And then did you share that with
yes,
your colleagues?
Yes, it was all over.
And then you saw the change in their mannerisms?
I was straight away told I was not sent for many debates after that, and even during the debates I was always told that I am too Hindu leaning, I am too Hindu supporting, and any time that the party, when there were debates on Ram Mandir, our party would never join, but when there were debates that were anti-Hinduism, our party would join, and I refused to join those debates because I was very clear that I will not go on anything against my religion. So they were always very you know, if I would wear an orange suit, you're wearing an orange, beautiful orange dress, but if I would wear that color and go to my office, they would say, and this has happened on record in the AICC, that, oh, aap BJP mein chali gayi hai. I had an orange bag during the yatra.
Well, that's what they're saying now. You know, that's what they're alleging. They're saying they're questioning the timing of your revelations and why you coming out.
I waited for 7 days. I waited. It happened on the 30th.
So what was the trigger?
It happened on 30th.
When was it that you had had enough of it?
You know, 30th this happened. I waited for 6 days for the party to take action. Till date, no show cause notice has been sent to that man. That man continues to share dais with all leaders who come from Delhi. He continues to hold press conferences. Pawan Khera ji shared dais with him. Gurdeep Sappal ji shared dais with him. Alok Sharma ji, the PCC president, even today when they are doing the press conference, that man is sitting next to him. See, if something like this would happen over here, for example, in a channel, you would get both the people off air, or you would send a show cause notice to both the parties. An inquiry would begin. Nothing happened. It's only after I tweeted, because Priyanka Gandhi ji was coming to Chhattisgarh, and I tweeted and I requested, and I said, you're coming to Maryada Purushottam ji's Nanihal.
What was Priyanka Gandhi's response? She's saying, मैं लड़की हूँ, मैं
लड़ रही हूँ. In our party, the response is, लड़की हो तो मार खाओगे. We saw what happened to Archana Gautam in our Congress office at AICC 24 Akbar Road. She was thrashed by people sent by Priyanka Gandhi ji. So everybody knows that.
That's a very serious allegation.
Everybody knows that. You know, when she used to say that ये बाहर ऊपर के इशारे से हुआ है, Congress workers bashing up a girl inside Congress office, and again no action being taken, is also very questionable. Every time any woman has raised her voice, whether it was Priyanka Chaturvedi ji or Ankita Datta, anyone who has raised their voice, either they have been forced to leave the party or they have been thrown out. Ankita was, because she questioned B.V. Srinivas, she was suspended from the party.
Right.
And now I requested, and the only reason after such a hue and cry was made, and I thank the media for bringing this up, and when the media brought it up, and there was someone took a video of me while crying when I was in the General Secretary's office, and it went online. So that is when Jairam Ramesh ji called me, and he said that, and he screamed and shouted at me that I shouldn't be bringing this up, and I should think about the party, and it's an election time, we have to fight the BJP. So if we have to fight the BJP, it's okay, the woman should be harassed and locked up in the room. And then they started this, some called whitewash, that there will be an inquiry. I joined that inquiry.
Right.
So the Congress state president, I told him, I said, sir, I've raised this issue with you many times. And he told me, अच्छा, आप शराब पीती हो? कितनी शराब पीती हो? आप कभी थोड़ी तो पीती होगे? I said, no, I don't drink. कभी कभी, once in a while. I said, आप न्यायाधीश बन के बैठे हो, you are the judge right now, and this is your way of inquiry. Someone has locked me up in the office where you are the president, and you are not asking that, and this is the kind of question that you are asking me.
Right.
So till date, that man continues to hold office, and no show cause has been sent to him.
Well, Radhika, you're making some very, very big allegations against a party that you have left. But, you know, one understands you've been through a lot yourself and you've gone through quite an ordeal. We wish you all the best.